Alright, so ball one after the drinks break.
So Brad doing a good job here. He's coming at 4 with the bosso and sort of had to try and replicate how he was going with the scoring rate. He's on 11, he's doing a pretty good job so far.
So we've seen a marginal decline in Macleod's run rate from the high threes to the mid threes. Not major, but just a little dip. Ooh.
Oh, there's a couple of different wickets there. Brent looking to pull one that was probably okay in terms of length, but almost finding himself bowled or also even caught behind almost.
There are now 2 fielders in the deep. Wait, one is being brought up for this batsman.
Which is fair enough. I don't think Botter's really taken them on as much as Brandt has, so it seems fair enough to have only the one man in the deeps.
Still a 5-4 field. Ooh. Bit of an inside edge onto the pads.
One ball over there from Badurk. Macleod 2 for 67.
So, we have been able to locate the name of the missing 11th player for Macleod. So, his name is Feast. And we don't have any intel on him, so we'll just have to wait until he actually does something on the field today.
McCormick going to his 3rd over, none for 5 so far.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That was a fast catch. Went for the cover drive, thick outside edge, and taken in the gully. And that's, of course, the only attacking fielder behind square on the offside. So, it was straight to the one man.
Well, it was fantastically caught there, and especially when you're going to have such a spread out cordon there, you want to make sure that you get it centimetre perfect with your field there. And sometimes it's out of your control. It depends how thick the edge is or how thin the edge is, depends on how successful it is. But he ended up getting fantastically right there, and it's a big wicket for the creek. Gets Brant out, he gets Mitch Bottomley to the wicket. One of those guys which we didn't necessarily have a lot of intel there, but a very talented sportsman. Played high levels there of football, including Cloud senior side. So we'll see how he goes, bank number 5.
So in one-day games, obviously having wickets in hand in the first 10 overs is absolutely crucial. It's the difference between scoring 20 runs and 40 runs, or even 60 runs. So 3 wickets down is still a fairly good position, but certainly things could turn sour over the next hour if they lose a couple more.
Well, considering they were 1 for 49 going into the midway for the 12th over, certainly been a good patch here for Diamond Creek the last 10 overs or so.
Yes, definitely. An unusual field, a deep, straight, fine leg, and oh, now they've changed it. They had 2 fielders basically on square at the leg side, a backward square leg and a forward square leg, but they've changed it now.
I mean, they should have kept it. Couple 2 there, the Rodder moves the score into 70.
There are 2 points, a backward point and a forward point. Which goes along with the gully and the short cover. So a range of about 90 degrees is covered by 4 fielders.
Probably just want to keep it pretty conservative at this point, try and build up those dot balls. $18 to go here at Coventry. Macleod to 3 for 70.
So this is the 23rd over.
This is about the time we can start looking at projected scores. It's one of those things which you can do all you want in the pre-game show, but when it gets to the real stuff, it's probably a little bit easier. So we've got around about 100 deliveries to go or so, and they're on 70. Would you think 150 or 140 perhaps?
Well, generally 140 is a very competitive one-day score.
For 140 to work, that would be about that, say, 3.5 to 4. 150 is I look up towards 4, a tick over 4 and over. So not necessarily easy to say. We make it sound pretty easy up here.
Yes. So yes, but if you're in a proactive, aggressive situation, I would definitely think that scoring 4 runs and over is definitely possible if you've got like middle order batsmen in, and the fielding team is completely on the defensive, like with 3 fielders on the fence or 4. But you have to get to that situation first.
With the dirt ball and that, it's not going to be easy. Another maiden, it's 3 for 70.
The 24th over. And it trickles to the fence with no rope, no cones. Coventry Oval is such a large oval that even a really strong aggressive shot only barely rolls over to the boundary, and that was a very good pull shot. He got into possession immediately when he noticed it was short, and then he was able to get his big arms around the ball.
Will be important for a while to make sure he keeps that scoring rate at a pretty good level there while Bottomley gets himself set, so a good boundary for him. One thing Donald Cricket also have to keep in mind is how they use a 6 bowler, because no doubt I wouldn't have thought Michelsen gets his last 5 in. So whether they hold off McCormick and get him at the end and maybe bring on a Wells from the far end or Watson, but they'll definitely have to use a 6, let's face it.
Yes, and who do you think will be the so who would be the 6th bowler?
Wells is the one that stands out. He's one that's actually used in the first 5 bowlers there last season there, and he's one that stands out there. But like I mentioned, Watson did a little bit of bowling, especially in the third 11, so he's one they can use as well.
So then, what would they use Wells for? For line and left defence, or do you think as a backup seamer to take up the traditional seam overs that Elsink is not going to take?
Well, Wells' strength is definitely that line and length, and also that angle being a left armour there, so I would have thought just play your strengths there and probably just be used for the bare 5. to cover Mitch. However, if he bowls well, like in any form of cricket, he can stay on there and bowl a bit longer there, which might make it easier to manufacture how you use the rest of the bowlers there. So I think Wells has got to be prepared to bowl 5 and bowl 5 at a pretty good economical rate, so I don't think too aggressive. Keep it at the line and length.
Some really excellent bowling from this guy. Just line and length, fast enough, just great stuff.
Macleod at 3 for 74.
So Butler is continuing to bowl from the Nillumbik end, 25th over. And that's the sort of shot that the batsmen have been trying to do for the last little while, just to take advantage of the Cow's Corner fielder on the fence to just hit some easy singles. But Butler is spinning the ball too much and getting too much bounce. It actually is a very difficult shot.
That's probably the length he doesn't want to hit there. Even if that had landed, that would have been way too full, regardless there, so still a comfortable shot. So, like I mentioned before there, it's more his line that gets his strength there, but he doesn't want to be bowling full classes.
Now obviously Butler is not the biggest spinner. He gets a lot of bounce. He's a very top spinny sort of off spinner, but trying to get the batsman to hit on the offside and bowl through the gate is not Butler's style. Instead, the offside field is packed and the batsman is encouraged to try to play with the spin onto the offside, but the ball is bouncing too much and it becomes very difficult.
That's a good example of that, the fact that that delivery wasn't necessarily one that says, oh, hit me out towards Cow Corner. He still tried it bottomly, so it's good bowling and it's also good field placement as well. $15 to go here at Coventry. The Roos are 3 for 76.
So this is the 26th over, just 15 overs to go, 90 balls, and we've just seen a change of the bowling. Wells from the Elizabeth Street end.
This is what we talked about before there, keeping a few overs from McCormick towards the end with Hayden.
And the keeper is back. There is still a gully. There's still the points, and there's still the fine leg deep on the fence. It's rather straight. So pretty much the same field.
It's quite fine. I don't necessarily see a problem with this field for Wells.
Yes. Wells is definitely holding back his pace, just bowling left arm mediums, and the batsman has to make all the pace in order to get the ball forward of the wicket.
Too short for the pace, that one. This will be the contest, this one here, with Bottomley facing Wells. Bottomley's been prepared to come down the wicket to Butler, and I don't see a need for the change there. I would have come up if I was him. And of course, looking at it from a keeper's point of view, I wouldn't mind seeing Merritt come up there, make Bottomley think twice about his footwork.
So the next 5 overs are going to be absolutely crucial, because Macleod need to not lose any more wickets, and B, have enough runs that they have a launching pad to score a big target. And so making sure that they keep around 3 runs and over for the next 5 overs.
It's another one of those things that's easier said than done there.
Yes, but the run rate has declined significantly from nearly 4 to just 3, and they just should hold for 3 until the 30th over, and then think, okay, we'll do it with the last 10 overs because we've got 7 wickets in hand. Definitely They shouldn't do anything reckless in the next 10 to 15 minutes.
Tidy over from Wells, it's 3 for 79.
The 27th over here. Dirk to continue.
Looks like he's just going to bowl out his 8 overs, which is very unsurprising. He's economical, he's into his 6th now, you might as well keep him on for the last couple. So, probably a good time to bring on when they did and just bowl him through. Bottom moves on to 18 with that flick down to cow corner.
Yeah, Dirk is very difficult to score off. I think playing him safe for now and just letting his spell end would be the most sensible thing for Macleod to do. Though, if he bowls a ball that is chargeable to play as a full toss to get a 1 down to cow's corner, then take it. Take what you can. As the Triffids would say, take what you can.
They've changed up just slightly here. They've brought the deep cow corner to a forward square, maybe more traditional mid-wicket.
And mid-on and mid-off are back. Oh, it's a very interesting strategy where you have mostly infield for the first 4 deliveries and then you take them back, which means that even if you bowl a bad ball, it's not going to be an expensive over because you'll just concede 1 rather than 4. It's not a strategy that's very commonly used, but I'm a fan of it.
27 done, the Roos 3 for 80.
This is the 28th over.
So that projected score we were talking about before, it's starting probably lower a little bit there. We were thinking 140 before. Maybe that comes back to a 130 score, maybe even 120. On there, Rodder?
Well, so they're going at about 3 runs and over right now. And if they just continue going at 3, they'll get 120. And so if they go a little bit more, just a little bit, then they might get 130. So I think that they would be very disappointed because that means they're spending the last 10 overs not doing anything special.
Probably more credit to what Diamond Creek are doing though. It's been very economical. They've got their fields right. Wasn't quite right for patches there when Bosser was at the wicket, but especially more recently they got it right. 5-4 sounds easy to do, but they've certainly got it right in this instance. So Bottomley worked his way to 3 with that short single.
These are good little singles that the batsmen have been scoring for the last 5, 6, 7 overs. They're just very, very sensible and comfortable.
Especially when there's been a lack of boundaries, we've only had, say, 1 off the last 10 overs or so. So it's important to make sure they get those ones up, keep the scoreboard ticking along. So Diamond Creek keep it tight, Macleod, 3 for 82 after 28.
New over. So, is this his last? Or second last?
Second last over here. It's been a pretty good contest between he and Mitch Bottomley. Dirk has certainly got the chocolate so far, but you just sense that he's getting that confidence up with the footwork.
That could have been a disaster.
And we have our first bye of the summer. I know that's the one the fans remember the first bye.
Yes. Put it in the record books. So, they score 8 runs in the next couple of overs. They'll be going at exactly 3 runs and over. So even just to get at 3.0 is not going off for Macleod.
Right, it works down to deep cow corner. One of the advantages that Macleod has is they do have a strong bowling attack. I mean, we talked about the guys in the pre-game show, guys like Cleary, who keeps him economical, and also White with his wickets. They've got the opportunity to defend even a mediocre score, but it won't be easy.
Scored. Now, if they score 4 runs off the off the last 10 overs, they'll get 130. Some nice aggressive batting, but they just aren't able to get Butler away.
We played 29. It's 3 for 86.
It's quite a crowd, maybe 20 people.
This is really their opportunity, isn't it? It's this weekend, an Australia Day weekend, which none of the lower grades are playing, so there's an opportunity to come down and have a look at the other sides.
Yes, the other one is the first of the new year, but many people are on Christmas holidays.
It likes me doing Christmas holidays. We don't really get that much holidays, do we? We're back nice and early in January. Everyone else gets a luxury.
Yes, indeed. Okay, Wells. Oh, I'm liking this. So they've changed it up. There's no more fine leg at all. In fact, apart from the square leg, there's no one behind square on the leg side, and there's a short mid-wicket. And so now Wells seems to be much more the left-arm medium type field. He's just putting it up there.
I guess someone was unhappy with those singles. With your batting, Chukka, how would you get past a field like this? Because the way they were scoring the runs is now being cut up with the short mid-wicket. How would you score runs for this type of field? Apart from that.
And it treacles over. That's a good question. Generally, you need to play 2 games at once against a medium-paced bowler. You need to make them do something, your A game, in order to confuse them, and then your B game is the way that you expect to score. And so, with this field, I would charge Wells to force him to bowl back of a length, then I can slog it over Cow's corner. That would be probably my go.
Definitely makes sense. One of the things that it's going to be difficult to do with this sort of field is certainly pierce the offside, unless you're skillful enough to sort of work it down a third man and find your gap either to the left or right of your third slip. Apart from that, you're going to have to score through the leg side. Good over for the Roos. With 10 to go, they find themselves 3 for 93.